Fred and Ursula Picton-Turbeville did everything to protect their 4 small children in their Waterkloof Ridge home in Pretoria. A month ago, they were having a family day, playing games and watching DVDs. Suddenly, 2 men appeared in their backyard. Ursula tried to get the kids into the house.
He knocked the cell phone out of my hand, put the gun to my head, and was just going, sleep, sleep, sleep. So they got us all down on the floor. The kids were in front of me, and the 2 little ones were sort of around the corner in the passage. And Fred was then behind me. And he was just saying to them, please don't hurt my children, please don't hurt my children. And I'm saying to the kids, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, just do what they're saying. We're saying to them, take whatever you want. Just go, just take, go. Then the other guy just came up and just shot him. Just shot him in the head.
10-year-old Samantha and 9-year-old Bryony saw their father being shot. The 2 little ones, Natasha and Gregory, were just around the corner. But after the assailants had fled, they too saw their dad lying in a pool of blood.
Natasha, we just told her that Daddy'd gone to heaven. Sorry. And Gregory kept on saying, when are they going to fix Daddy? When are they going to fix Daddy? And we kept on having to say to him, they can't fix Daddy. And Natasha just shut up.
Surely our children should have the freedom to play in their own backyard. But if armed thugs can come into a protected place like this and shoot their father right in front of them, we have to ask the question, where can our children be children?
Children and all of us really have a sense of the world as a safe place and of people, you know, generally as good. So the moment a child is traumatized in that way, in other words, by person-centered crime, the whole view of the world is unsafe. My own house is unsafe. My parents were unable to protect me. So the basis and the assumptions upon which the child's life really are based are shaken to the core.
Ursula and the kids have moved out of their family home. Their first thought was of leaving the country.
I mean, the kids also at first said, no, we're too scared, we want to leave here. But they're also coming around to the fact that if they leave here, it's more trauma for them because they've got to make new friends, go to a new school. If it's a new country, it's a whole new culture. And they're used to it here now. So just try and find as safe an environment as possible for them and try and live as normal a life as possible.
Eunice Ace and Marlene van Skalkwyk are a social worker psychologist team at a school in Pretoria. They see at least 6 children affected by violent crime every day.
Toe het hulle net deeltyd my man waar dan ek op skool en gevra was die kan en toe sê hulle ons het nie kan nie en toe die laaste toe hulle kom by op ons toe dink ek my man ek en gaan hulle ons skiet maar toe het hulle nie.
Soms voel die kinders verantwoordelik vir hulle ouers, jy weet, hulle is eintlik bang om skool toe te kom want hulle wil soort van ook hulle ouers beskerm. Net soos wat die ouers weer voel hulle wil die kinders beskerm.
The Picton-Turbeville children are getting counseling, and Ursula provides them with a loving and supportive environment. But she can't undo the fact that their father was murdered.
You know, people say, you know, well-meaning people, oh, it'll get better. How will it ever get better? They might not feel so sad because they'll learn to deal with it. But it doesn't change the fact that they no longer have their dad.
This week, Carte Blanche visited Morris Isaacson High School in Soweto. Head of department, Nkateko Mageza, introduced us to her grade 12 class.
Yeah, you can just put up your hand if you have in some way or another been affected or experienced a violent crime.
Okay, almost everyone in here has a story to tell about crime.
My friend was raped by 2 men in one day.
And how did it make you feel when your friend came to you and told you that this had happened to her?
I also imagine it's happening to me.
My father's car gets stolen and he was shot. Sometimes when we are driving at night, I'm getting a little bit scared.
And the kids were crying. Everyone was crying.
What about you? How did you feel?
At the moment, I didn't cry. I didn't know what to do. I just stood there and looked at him.
Once they started, the stories kept coming.
It's hard to believe that in one classroom, almost every single student has had a direct experience with a violent crime.
I felt like crying. I felt like telling them everything will be okay. But you can't make such promises to a child when you know maybe it won't be okay.